Welcome back into Main Street Living. Now, I'm sure we're all tired of hearing about the pandemic, but there's really a lot of things that were changed, and there are some things that are likely to never go back to the way they were before. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, that's right, Danielle. Working from home has become normal for a lot of professions, and many travel enthusiasts like myself have started to realize that home can be just about anywhere that you have an internet connection. To explore more about this exciting shift, please welcome back adventure travel photographer Stephen to the show. Great to have you on Main Street Living again.
Yeah, happy to be here. Good morning.
Good morning. So, you and Giselle are essentially professional road trippers, which I think is fabulous. You both used to work regular 9 to 5 jobs, but now you're working from wherever you decide to spend your day. Tell us how you were able to make this transition. I might need some tips for myself.
It was kind of our COVID project. We both worked the 9 to 5. I own my own small business, and Giselle worked as a marketing director. And she came up with this crazy idea like, what if we started taking our photos and trying to like help other people travel, other 9 to 5 workers? We always got questions on how we traveled so much, even though we worked full time jobs. So that was our whole goal, just to help other full-time workers get out, tell them little budget hacks or ways to save time and save money, and then places that are pretty local, especially in California. And it started during the pandemic, and ever since then it's just kind of grown into our own business, and now we got to quit our 9 to 5s and do this full time.
You are literally living my life dream goal right here. All right, so Stephen, I've got this. Do I need more tools to invest in a journey like this? What would you advise people to get?
Yeah, so the phone is super helpful. We use that a lot of times for a hotspot. I feel like the hardest two things are power and Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi, we found a couple different ways. Sometimes our car now has Wi-Fi, which is fantastic. So we can hook up to that. I know Starlink is a big thing right now that a lot of people have been doing. So there's all kinds of different ways to get Wi-Fi around. And then power, we use this thing called a Jackery power generator. It's amazing. It basically powers all of our laptops, recharges our phones. It comes with a couple of solar panels as well. So when we're on the road, if let's say we're camping, we do some photos that morning and we need to charge up, we can just put our solar panels out and be charged for the entire day.
Wow. Oh, the solar panels are my favorite part. They're so good for the environment too. You're not worrying about fuel. It's not loud. You just get everything you need, charge it up, and you're ready to go. So you're doing all of this. What would you say is the best part about working from the road?
I feel like the best part is just being able to have the flexibility. I feel like before when we worked our 9 to 5s, we only really could travel on Saturday and Sunday. So if it was raining on Saturday and Sunday and sunny Monday through Friday, it'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to still go if it has bad weather? So I feel like the flexibility of when it's sunny outside, we can send our trips, and when it's cloudy, we can just kind of hunker down, work on the road, and stay cozy.
Well, you're convincing me, and you're certainly an ambassador for this amazing lifestyle. Any downsides to being digital nomads?
I feel like not having a routine necessarily is the only hard part, because it is on the go. Sometimes you need to hop on a work phone call and you're like, oh, I don't have any Wi-Fi. I'm in the middle of the mountains. What am I going to do? So there are some hardships that come with it. But I feel like for us in our lifestyle, having the flexibility to just sit down, work on the road in front of a beautiful mountain or right next to some hot springs has completely changed the game.
And Brandy and I both said, okay, this is our dream job. So what tips would you give us or some of our viewers who might be aspiring to combine work and travel?
I have this quote that I tell everyone. It says, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. And that's kind of how we started road tripping. I used to do a lot of camping and backpacking, and G was much more of the luxury traveler. So we kind of brought ourselves together. And that's when I found the Jackery. The biggest problem is one time we were on a trip and we had to jump our car 3 times because the power kept dying because we were trying to charge our laptops, our phones, and everything in there. So now that we could have the Jackery, as well as we got some different ways to get Wi-Fi on the road, it's made it so we can work anywhere easier. So I feel like if you're thinking about it, try and do it 1 or 2 days and then slowly see if you can extend it longer and longer.
All right, you have mentioned mountains, you've mentioned springs. Do you have a top 3 places that you have visited?
That's a great question. One of my favorites is Southwest in Utah. There's this one area right in between Bryce and
Oh,
Zion. It
yes.
has amazing views. It's super close to a ton of different areas. I feel like the second one is probably out in Mammoth, California. It's right next to the mountains, it's right next to the hot springs, it's next to the tallest point in the US. So that spot is amazing. And then right on the coast of California in Big Sur, we can go up above the clouds if it's cloudy, because there's some really, really cool coastal clouds that come in and you can get a beautiful sunset out there. And just the vibe of Big Sur, we always meet a lot of other digital nomads as well. So it's fun to kind of see what they're doing and see if we can work together.
And you're talking about that marine layer. As a meteorologist, I love watching the clouds out there and watching that marine layer come in. And if you're just above that, that's super cool. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's the most
Bryce Canyon.
magical thing. I remember
Oh,
we
yeah.
brought this one person in from Texas and we were shooting some just some portraits of her, and we were like asking her if she wanted to go do something for sunset, and it was super cloudy. So I was like, let's go up above the clouds. And she's like, what? You can do that? She'd never seen anything like it in her life. It was unreal.
I love that so much. How can our viewers learn more about you two? Because you're so interesting, and get more information about that cool Jackery generator.
You can find us on TikTok for little fun short videos. On YouTube, we put all of our longer form tips, and that's where we really help people with itineraries. And then on Instagram, that's where we mostly talk about the Jackery and our day-to-day life and how we went from working the 9 to 5 to now doing this full time.
Absolutely amazing. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure, and gives us some inspiration for those in other states to get through these winter months, thinking of new fabulous destinations.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right. So Cheryl, what I took from that, here's the difference between you and I. Brilliant meteorologist talking about the marine layers. Me, those are pretty clouds. Yay. So there's all kinds.
Yeah, that's why we all would make a great team, right? I can
love it.
enlighten you. You can say, oh, look at the beauty. Yeah, so much fun.
We all agree on that. All right. Well, up next, meet a real superhero, Santa Barbara's Teacher of the Year. We'll be right back.